welcome back to my channel. So recently I've been obsessed with this new K-drama called Startup, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been too. So I decided to create a startup inspired look by Seo Dal-mi. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Suzy, the actress Suzy. So let's get started! So first we want to start with the hair, and there are three very important parts. I'm just combing my bangs to the front first. So for her wispy bangs are like one of her signature hair looks. So I'm just going to section my hair into three, two side pieces and the bangs. Which using one of these claw clips, I'm just going to jab my hair. So for the bangs, I more or less have separated it. All the products I use will be linked down below. Actually, I was inspired to buy this bangs roller from the show itself because my bangs can never get like, you know, the curl-in effect that I like to. I will link it down below as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and curl my bangs first. This and curl my bangs upwards so we can get a nice curled bang wispy effect. Now for the side pieces, because I don't have a small curler, which I would recommend getting if you want to get that, but because I just bought this, I wanted to just try it out. So before touching my face or anything, in fact, I'm gonna sanitize. Please sanitize, guys. It's very important to sanitize. So especially with COVID, and you don't know what you've touched, so you don't want to be touching your face with clean hands. So first, I'll be starting with this Philosophy moisturizer to use as a base for my makeup as well as to moisturize my skin, because living in Singapore it is very hot and my skin can get very dry. I love this because it's like water based, so it's not so like sticky. I hate sticky moisturizers, so my face feels very refreshed after using this. Okay, moving on from that, I'm going to put some SPF. So I'm using the umera like pore primer. I'm just using a sample size one to try it out because I've heard very good reviews about this before I want to like commit to a full size product. Just squeezing some at the back of my hand. I always like to do that rather than apply the product directly. Ooh, so actually this is a bit tinted, so because Korean look usually is not very matte and they have a very like glass skin effect, I would recommend you using a liquid base foundation or a cushion to get the very like dewy effect. So today I'm going to be using both. So first, starting out, I'm going to use this Laneige cushion. I really love it. The coverage is great and it feels very light on your skin. So I'm just going to like load up the sponge, and I think the coverage is really great, and I think it's SPF inside as well. I actually bought this product not through the store itself. So using these like online shopping platforms, actually you can find the genuine products for like a lot cheaper. I'll try to find the listing and put it below. And watch till the end. I have actually a discount code for you guys. I'll talk more about the details at the end of the video, and you can find the link in the description. Now that I more or less have like a thin layer on my skin. Oh, for Korean makeup, the coverage is usually doesn't look very like heavy. So you want to use this kind of cushion so it looks very like lightweight and effortless. You can see how good the coverage is. I only put like one thin layer and it's like okay already. I'm breaking out personally. I have a few spots which I'm gonna go ahead to cover with some concealer. So for concealer, you don't want to like go all out. I'm using the Tarte one. Although it's quite high coverage, I'm just gonna use it very sparingly. So instead of applying it directly onto my skin, I'm gonna apply some to the back of my hand so that, and use a concealer brush so that I can more easily control the spots I want to conceal. So using this concealer brush from Dior, I'm just gonna dip a bit into the concealer and tap very lightly. This is a makeup tip I think I shared in a previous video before, which leaves like the spot very effortlessly covered, but at the same time doesn't look very like cakey. Like sometimes there are very tough spots that they still shine through concealer that you blend with a beauty blender. So I like using tapping. The key is to tap, not to like rub, with a concealer brush. I find that it really helps me cover those spots. Okay, now that I've blended that, I'm just gonna go ahead with a clean beauty blender to just blend out any harsh lines that may still be on my face. Now that I'm done with that and I look very like white, right? We're gonna set it with some translucent powder. You want to make sure that you don't use a powder that is like coloured or whatever, to make sure that it's not too matte. and that your skin is still like kind of like glowy in order to get that glass skin look. But it's also important to use powder. I know some people don't use, because your skin can, especially in a humid country like Singapore, it will get very like oily, and your concealer or foundation or whatever base will very easily crease if you don't use a powder. So it's very important to still use a powder. So I'm just using the one from Innisfree, the No Sebum Mineral Powder, which is lucent and it's very light. So using my Tarte powder brush, I'm just gonna like go lightly over my skin. So to add some definition back to our face, in the show, Suzy has very like slim jaws and her nose is very like straight. So we're gonna contour based on that. But before that, we're going to use a liquid foundation that's slightly darker than our skin to contour the inner sides of your face, so that when it blends out, it's a very like effortless glow. It sounds very weird, but you see what I mean. So just taking a bit of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade beige, I'm gonna just squeeze out a small amount, and using my beauty blender, I'm just gonna apply it to like the inner parts of my face. Like, you don't want to concealer too dark. You want a concealer that's maybe like slightly darker than your skin, but it's also still kind of like your skin tone. I learned this trick actually from a Korean makeup artist like video from Crash Landing on You, because I really like the girls' makeup there as well. See, so you can see the foundation shade is not that much darker for me, but it's still kind of dark. So you might find that you feel like quite a heavy base, but actually I'm just applying a very thin layer of like each product so that you build it up slowly. See, you can already tell there's a bit more like, it creates a bit of like ombre effect for your face by using the two-tone foundations. So for contour, we're going to use the Fenty Beauty matchstix. I'm using the shade Amber. So for nose contour, I find that using contour sticks are a bit better for like control and definition. Usually I would follow the shape of my nose, but because in the show her nose is quite like straight, like it's very like sharp, but my nose isn't so sharp. So in order to create the effect, I'm just gonna like try and do it straight down like that, and then I'll blend it out with my fingers. I find that it's more effective than blending it with anything else. Because my face isn't like that slim compared to Suzy's, I'm just gonna go ahead with this matchstick again to just kind of like make my face look a bit slimmer. See? So we're just gonna start and end at the buzz to create like a slimmer illusion. It's like a shadow for your face. Using my beauty blender again, I'm just gonna do this motion so I can blend the matchstick more cleanly and effortlessly to my skin. So for some light contour, I'm just gonna go in with my Hoola bronzer, and I'm just gonna use my bronzing brush from Tarte, and just very like lightly load up the brush and just do an overall bronze and just a very light contour. Now that we are done with that, I'm gonna move on to the eyebrows to just get it out of the way. Actually, honestly, with the bags, it kind of covers most of the eyebrows. So you just kind of like fill it in normally. I don't want it too intense, so I'm just going to use a brow pencil. I'm using this brow pencil from Miss. It's a 3D brow pencil, and I'm just doing very fine hair-like strokes to fill in my brows like this. So moving on to the eyes, which is arguably the most important part since the look is very simple. For the looks, these eye bags are actually very like defined. So to define it, I'm gonna use a pencil, a brown pencil, not liquid or anything, but brown eyeliner pencil, and just kind of by squinting my eyes, see where my natural eye bag line is and kind of just trace that lightly. By doing this, it actually gives an illusion to make your eyes have a more kawaii look. As you can see, the eye bags look more defined, but it doesn't look like you're tired or anything or head. You don't want to trace all the way, but you just want to trace to up to maybe this point so that it doesn't look so fake and looks a bit more natural. The eyeshadow look isn't too complex, so it's actually, I'm just going to use like a simple kind of like brown as an all over base. This eyeshadow palette I'm using is very lightweight. So it's just a very subtle brown. You can honestly just use bronzer also. I'm just blending it out with my fingers. Dipped in some brown eyeshadow to further just contour it, so any harsh lines just disappear. For added contrast and so it doesn't look so like lifeless, in this like sack area you see in between this part you contoured and your eye, I'm just gonna put in some cream eyeshadow to brighten that part of the eye. For the eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with a brown eyebrow pencil and just kind of trace the ends a bit. For eyeliner doesn't really extend too much beyond the eye, so we're just gonna go in with a dark brown eyeshadow using a very thin brush to just kind of like smoke out the line a bit. So for the eyeliner is really just a very thin, ultra fine line. So I'm using this umera eyeliner and I'm going from the outer corner of the eye and I'm just gonna draw like a straight line all the way. As you can see the difference with the eyeliner, it just defines the eye and opens it a lot more. And I'm not gonna draw beyond this because her eyeliner really stops about like where her eye stops. And for the blush, she just has a very light pink tint, so I'm just gonna be using benetint and I'm just gonna apply some on my cheeks and blend it. And because it's always a bit light pink, I'm just gonna go in with this NARS liquid blush with the color Sex Appeal and just put like a really very tiny drop to mix just make a bit of the like pink color. Another key thing is the ombre lip. So going back in with benetint, I'm just gonna put some tint on my whole lip. The lipstick she uses is actually the Lancome one, but I don't have it. So the closest I have is this reddish color. So what I'm gonna do is just set it all with some settings. I realized I didn't have the clip of me putting mascara because I forgot, so I put it off camera and this clip with me with mascara, so just remember to put mascara. If you've made it this far, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am collaborating with ezbuy. So ezbuy has kindly decided to give each of my followers free $10 if you use my link, which I'll put down below. So you can literally buy all the things I used in this video. I will link down below, like stuff like the scrunchie, the hair color, the clips and all this. You can literally buy all of this for free with my link down below. So just click the link. You don't need to like do anything. Just if you're a first time user, even better. Just click the link and enjoy your $10. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a bit of a simple makeup look with the see-through bangs. Hers is admittedly a bit longer than mine and a bit more like thick, but just how my hair works. She also usually has very simple jewelry, so I'm just pairing it with these beautiful huggies from this shop on Instagram, which I'll link down below, called From Edith. Let me know in the comments below. Watch the show also if you're team Do-san or team Ji-pyong. Personally, I'm torn, so I haven't reached the last episode yet and I'm still watching it. So we can have a discussion together in the comments about the show. So just leave a comment down below on what you thought, and okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this look and I'll see you next time.